Hello everyone, welcome to another video in the Donna Lee month series right here on my YouTube channel. We started out with learning the theme of Donna Lee, then we did a solo by Charlie Parker, followed by a really cool solo by Jimmy Rosenberg, and today we're gonna look at a solo by the maestro of maestros, Stochelo Rosenberg. The title of this video is based on an old joke I used to make. I used to tell all the time to people that I was the only student of Stochelo Rosenberg. And of course that was a joke because I never really had one-on-one regular lessons with Stochelo. But what is the truth is that we used to run, or are actually still running, a site called the Rosenberg Academy, rosenbergacademy.com. And that's a site all about Stochelo's playing. His style, his tone, his technique, his licks, his vibrato, everything that you ever wanted to know about Stochelo's playing is on that site. And when we started the Rosenberg Academy, I actually didn't play guitar. I was a violin player, but Stochelo hired me for the Rosenberg Academy because I was able to transcribe all the solos, to write down all the notes, and then I had a computer generated to tab, and then another guitar player was checking the tab to see if it was correct. But of course, I was curious to try it out myself. I had a cheap guitar and I just tried out every solo very slowly. I watched the course we produced on technique, and that's the way I started to learn how to play guitar. And there was a point that I could play most solos inside the Rosenberg Academy, albeit at a very low level. Anyway, it was my start. It was kind of like having lessons with Stochelo because I spent hours upon hours in Stochelo in the studio recording all those videos and then analyzing every note. So there's definitely some truth to the notion that I had lessons with Stochelo. So it's actually nice for me to look at a solo of his. Now I'm gonna split up this video in two parts. One part is the video you're watching. It's right here on YouTube. I'm gonna look at the first half of the solo. And then the second half will be a video exclusively for my patrons on patreon.com. So if you wanna learn the complete course, check out my Patreon, and there you can also download the tab for this solo, and you can download hundreds of other tabs for other videos. And it will be accessible already to my patrons at the lowest level, the $5 level. Let's get started with the first phrase. 3, 4, 1, 2. Three, 4, 1, 2. Stochelo starts his solo with a lick that he plays often on major chords. It starts with a major 7 arpeggio, A flat major 7 arpeggio. Embellishing that 6. And then comes this pretty well-known Stochelo lick, which is just a C augmented triad played with double notes. Stochelo likes to play that lick on a dominant chord on the 2nd degree. So we're in the key of A flat here. And the 2nd degree is B flat. So if the chord is B flat 7, like it is here, he likes to emphasize that sharp 11. And by playing C augmented, you're doing that. That E. To give an example in another key, let's say we're in the key of F. Now if there would be a G7 chord somewhere, like the song Chicago has that, then you would be playing A augmented. Now in this solo, Stochelo plays the complete arpeggio over 6 strings, ending on that low E, but sometimes he would just play parts of it. Maybe until there. But here's a nice chance for you to learn this really nice, colorful phrase. Let's go to the next phrase. 3, 4, 1. Three, 4, 1. To days ago, I uploaded a short video on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram to talk about my new book that has just released, the Van Hemert System book. And it's a book that takes you from having no experience with jazz improvisation to hopefully an advanced level. If you're interested in a book like that, check out that video. There's a link to it in the description under this video. The second phrase is a 2-5-1 in A flats, and Stochelo plays a really nice melodic lick, very diatonic. There's no weird altered notes, but it's a really nice phrase with some twists and turns. Ending with an A flat major 7 arpeggio. The same arpeggio we saw in the first lick. Now the chords are indeed a 2-5-1 to A flat, so B flat minor 7, E flat 7, A flat. But then there's this quick 2-5 to D flat, which Stochelo just ignores in his solo. He's still playing A flat major 7. It can sound a little bit strange, especially when you play it slower. But Stochelo is playing this solo really fast on the original recording, the 1994 recording, recorded on an album called Caravan. He's playing it at 305 beats per minute. I was playing at 240, which is already pretty fast, but at 305 the chords move so fast that that quick 2-5, it's almost nothing. So remember that if you play it slower and it sounds a little bit strange, that's because Stochelo is playing it much faster. Now if you want to adapt the lick a little bit to play that A flat 7, you could for instance play... Let's play A flat 7. So play a diminished arpeggio from the C. And then you're playing all the chords that the rhythm guitar is also playing. Let's go to the next phrase. 3, 4, 1. Three, four, one. This is Stochelo outlining every chord, starting with D flat major, then this lick for D flat minor. That's a typical Django lick for a minor chord. Django would play that shape up and down, something like that. So this is part of it. Resolving to A flat major 7. Stochelo is staying on A flat major again, even though there's F7 there. Again, it's so fast that he's just choosing to play 2 bars of A flat before heading to B flat 7 in the next bar. Now notice that in the video I'm playing 2 downstrokes at the end of this phrase. That's because the next phrase starts with a triplet and I want to have hammer on, up. But that's the start of the next phrase. Let's check that one out. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. This is a typical gypsy jazz lick for F minor. Not so much for B flat 7, although F minor and B flat 7 are very closely related. In fact, if I would play F minor 6, that is also a forcing for B flat 7. It could be either F minor or B flat 7. So that's a good trick. Every time you have a dominant chord somewhere, let's say you have D7, you can just play the 2 chord that is associated with it. So in the case of D7, it's A minor. In the case of B flat 7, it's F minor. So this lick fits great over B flat 7. And then we get this great 2-5-1 phrase. It's just diatonic triads, right? It's E flat major, D flat major, C minor, B flat minor. The really nice thing about it is the rhythmic nature. It's 3-note patterns. but play it in eighth notes, and eighth notes naturally tend to have 4-note patterns. So by playing 3-note patterns and by giving an accent every 3 notes, which Stochelo is doing heavily on the original recording. In fact, you don't really hear the other 2 notes, but I know this lick that he plays, and he's probably really playing those triads. But by giving those accents every 3 notes, you create a really interesting rhythmic pattern. That was the first half of this chorus. As I said before, the second half will be exclusively for my patrons, so check out my Patreon. If you like this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to that 25,000 subscriber mark, and it's going slowly, but it is happening, but you could really help me out. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye!